You awaken the lamest F-Rank ability, Water Splash. All you can do is moisten the school beauty's lips with it. Everyone mocks you as a worthless loser. So when there's a fight, they always push you out as bait, no question asked. But the very next second, the bait suddenly turns into a one-man wrecking crew. All because you awaken the Universal Ascension System, turning your useless Water Splash into a Super SS level ability, Poseidon's Wrath. At this moment, harsh winds carry a heavy vibe, sweeping through the ruins of the abandoned steel plant. A sudden force nearly knocks you over. Rocks crumble beneath your feet, making sharp, grating sounds. You steady yourself, patting the faded sleeve of your uniform. Your eyes glance at the pitch-black factory entrance ahead. Something inside is growling low. The deep, rumbling sounds are heavy and close together. At least a dozen of them. Those with the lowest ability should be ready to act as bait. You hear Lin Qianzhao's slow, lazy voice from behind. He's the young master of the Lin family from Zhangzhou, playing with an all-red magic staff. The flame dancing at the tip reflects a cold sneer on his lips. Tier 2 fire staff.
Top notch.
Just this staff could feed a normal family for 3 generations. Scout team, get ready. Lin Tianzhao's lackey shouts loudly. Kids, watch closely. This is what happens to weaklings at the bottom. Dozens of students here for the combat test. Stand behind the safe line. Their gaze is mixed. There's some sympathy, some relief. Glad it's not them being sacrificed. Poor F-Rank Water Splash. A power that's just like spitting water. Heard he ranked last at the awakening ceremony a month ago. Sent straight to the kids' class. The kids' class is just for cannon fodder, really. No choice if you get picked. Whispers drift straight to your ears. You ignore it all. You fish a coin from your pocket. The edge rusted but shiny from wear. Casually toss it up. Catch it, toss it again. But your eyes aren't on the factory entrance. Instead, they're looking at something only you can see. A faint blue, half-transparent panel floating there. Universal Ascension. System not activated. Activation requires shock value to hit 100%. Current progress, 99%. It's been 1 month now. Since the day you got labeled a Frank at the awakening. That panel's been stuck in your upper right vision. Every time someone mocks, sneers, or steps on your pride, the progress bar moves up a notch. A whole month of cold looks and humiliation has gotten you to 99%. Just need a little more. Catch the coin. Rub your thumb over its rough surface. A faint smirk at your lips. Young Master Lin's got a point. You turn around and reply as casually as you talk about lunch. Those wind wolves inside? I'll count on Lin to show us your magic. Lin Tianzhao narrows his eyes. He can't read your expression. A weakling about to get thrown to the wolves shouldn't look this calm. In fact, it's so calm it feels weird. But that feeling only lasts half a second before his sense of superiority squashes it. Frank, that's all. Just a loser who can barely squeeze out a few drops of water. No matter how tough you act, you can't escape getting stomped. Cut the chatter. Lin Tianzhao puts away his staff, nods toward the factory. Get in. Beep. Detected Lin Tianzhao's utter contempt. Shock value plus 10. The number on the panel jumps. Still stuck at 99%. You frown. Added 10 points. But the progress bar didn't move an inch. You check the panel quickly, spotting a line of gray small print at the bottom. You'd never noticed it before. Note: activation requires a total of 10,000 shock points. Current total, 9,910 10,000ths of a. Need 90 more points. Not just a little. 90 left. You're silent for 2 seconds. Progress shows 99%, which is right. 99% equals 9,900 points. Add that last 10. Now you're at 9,910. Still short 90 points. Judging from this past month, regular people's contempt only gives 1 to 5 each time. A guy like Lin Tianzhao gives 10 points. 9,910 now. If you just kept getting laughed at, it'd take at least a dozen more times. But instead, you flip that coin again. Look into the factory at those glowing Volf eyes, and your smirk turns meaningful. I can do something that'll really shock them. Go on. Why are you just standing there? The lackey shoves you again. You don't resist. Stepping forward into the factory with the push, Your footsteps echo in the empty steel ruins. Big holes gape in the ceiling above. Cold light slicing down in beams, lighting up all the rusty rails crisscrossing the ground. The air's thick with a strange, foul smell. Growls ring out from all sides. Closing in on you? Over 10 pairs of green eyes gleam in the shadows. The mutant wind wolves. A single one isn't so tough, but with a pack, even Tier 2 fighters would struggle alone. Lin Tianjia and 4 lackeys sneak around the side, taking the best vantage point. He slams his staff to the ground. Flames burst up, lighting the whole place. Here they come. Lin Tianjia just grins, glancing at you, surrounded by wolves. Don't be scared, just stand there and stay put. Just lure their attacks. I'll take care of the rest. Thanks, young Master Lin. You stand against the iron wall, back to the cold steel. Voice completely sincere. The first Windwolf moves. Gray body dashing forward in a blur. Wrapped in green energy, fangs aimed at your throat. It's fast. You don't run. You don't even raise a hand. You just tilt your head slightly. Gaze past the pouncing Wolf shadow. Looking deeper into the darkness. There's a very well-hidden presence there. Not a beast. It's a person, and they're strong. You focus back on the Wolf. Its claw just 4 inches from your throat. You lift your right index finger slightly. A tiny drop of water forming at your fingertip. It's crystal clear, barely noticeable. F-rank ability, water splash. You flick the drop forward. Silent and quick. Super fast. Pinpoint right in the Wolf's tear gland. The Wolf's head snaps back, hit with a reflex reaction, throwing its charge off at the last instant. And it slams headfirst into the wall behind you. A dull thud. Out cold, instantly. The whole thing takes less than a second. In the shadows, that hidden presence fluctuates for just a heartbeat. Your hearing's sharp enough to catch a barely there sound. A girl's light gasp. Cool, and a bit surprised. You didn't look back. A subtle smirk tugged at your lips. The numbers on the panel ticked quietly. Detected slight surprise from an unknown watcher. Shock level increased by 5. Current total, 991,510,000. 85 points left. Not enough. Far from enough. But that's fine. You pull your finger back. Lean against the iron wall again. Looking at Lin Tianjia across from you, spitting fire. Showing off his power. The real show is just starting. Meanwhile, after Lin Tianjia took down the 3rd Gale Wolf, he looked back. A hint of cold malice flashed in his eyes as he stared at you standing by the wall. He lowered his voice, whispered something to his lackey. Spotted Head fished a small sealed porcelain vial from his coat. A skull mark was carved on it. Beast attractant, a banned substance to lure high-rank beasts. Lin Tianjia licked his lips. His eyes landed on the back of your uniform. He never wanted you just as bait. He was after that coin. The rusty coin your parents left you. Lin family intel showed. Inside that coin was a very special energy pulse. A weakling at F level has no right to own something like that. Better if you just disappear. Lin Tianjia signaled to his lackey. The lackey understood right away. Quietly started moving toward you. You were still leaning, casually tossing your coin by the wall. The coin spun in the air, tracing an arc. Its rusty surface flashed with a faint blue light in the fire's glow. Not belonging to rust. It vanished instantly. No one noticed. The fire devoured the last Gale Wolf. Lin Tianjia stood collecting everyone's attention. The lackeys crowded around, praising him. That level 1 blaze fruit is crazy strong. Now that's a real genius. Not like someone else cowering by the wall. The speaker looked straight at you. You were squatting next to the unconscious Gale Wolf, poking its ear, pretty amused. Cheer up. Lin Tianjia walked over, faking concern. Didn't scare you, right? One of the wolves ran your way. I didn't have time to stop you. You're not hurt, are you? I'm good, Lin. You stood up, brushed the dust off your knees. The wolf knocked itself out, hitting the wall. Guess it ran too fast. Didn't stop in time. Hit the wall and fainted. The lackey snorted. Pretty lucky, huh? Lin Tianjia didn't answer. He didn't care. Just a random mutant Gale Wolf. Even if you dodged by luck, what would it change? The next move is what's important. Take 5, guys. Lin Tianjia quietly told the lackey. We're heading deeper into the core next. As he said that, one lackey silently moved behind you. He twisted open the vial cap. and sprinkled some nearly invisible powder right on the inside of your collar. The beast attractant is colorless and odorless, but you picked up a faint, sweet tang, like old energy, mixed with something mineral. You glanced sideways at the lackey's hand as he pulled it back, then at Lin Tianzhao and his fake, caring expression. You knew exactly what was up. A few numbers sat quietly on your panel. Current shock value, 991,510,000. 85 left. A little light contempt can't really add much. But if what happens next is dramatic enough, you kept quiet, didn't expose them. You just followed along with the group, heading for the core zone, wearing just the right amount of nervousness and timidity, pulling off your best act in the shadows. Su Qing'an crouched on a steel beam 30 meters away. His black tactical jacket fluttered in the wind. He was the military's undercover proctor. That water shot into the Lvls. You nailed it. He saw it all. Interesting. Su Qing'an mentally noted those two words. That's all. He was more interested in what Lin Tianzhao was up to.
He picked up on the beast attractant.
Military contraband popping up in a student exam. This alone spells trouble for the Lin family. But he didn't stop it right away. He wanted to see what Lin would do next. And what choice you'd make in a crisis. Panic and beg for help? Or something else? Suddenly, the core area's warehouse space opened up. Deep claw marks scored the floor, not left by wolves. Over half a meter wide. Steel panels at the edge torn and curled up. Like paper, the lackeys looked shaken. Master Tianzhao, these are... At least a tier 2 beast left those, right? Lin Tianzhao just glanced over. Expression unchanged. No big deal, probably just a few tier 2 scraps left. I can handle them myself. While saying that, his gaze wandered intentionally to your collar. That attractant powder takes 15 minutes to fully spread. It's only been 7 minutes. Once it kicks in, your scent will be like a flare, drawing every beast within a mile. In the chaos, the fall of an F-level weakling won't matter to anyone. Lin Tianzhao did the timing in his head and grew more confident. But he didn't know that your mind was calculating even more precisely. It's been 7 minutes now. If no tier 2 beast shows, only 2 reasons. Either there really aren't any tier 2 south, or there's something even stronger here. Tier 2 beasts wouldn't dare step into its territory. You looked down at a half-meter wide patch of swamp, then up at the ceiling above, at those big irregular holes. They didn't cave in naturally. Something smashed in from outside, entered this space, and never left. Your heart rate holds steady at 62 beats per minute. The ground starts to shake, very faintly. A low rumble, like a giant heart thumping below. The lackeys had no clue yet. Lin Tianzhao was still joking around, but you sensed it wasn't coming from far off. It was right under your feet. You lowered your gaze between the train tracks. 2 dark red glows flickered in the darkness, like red-hot steel balls. Eyes. You looked up? Your tone was calm. Lin, your attractant move might be a bit much. Tianzhao's face turned pale. The ground exploded. The steel ground split open in the center. Chunks of rubble and pieces of rail flew up. A massive gray beast, as big as a small truck, burst out from a crack underground. Its whole body was covered in iron-gray armor. The Tier 2 mutant ironclad Rhino charged out right behind it. A second and third one followed. In just 5 seconds, 12 ironclad Rhinos stormed out from below. The entire core area's ground was shattered beneath their feet. They're all staring right at you. To be precise, they're fixated on the scent of hidden beast powder on your collar. Oh my god! The lackeys scrambled backwards in a panic. Retreating. Lin Tianzhao's face turned pale in the firelight. He expected at most 3 to 5 Tier 2 beasts, so he could take people out in the chaos. But 12? That's not using chaos for cover. That's a reckless assault. Everyone fall back. Lin Tianzhao roared. He slammed his staff hard onto the ground. A wall of fire shot up, temporarily blocking the Rhino's charge. Go! He turned and ran immediately. 4 lackeys ran right after him. After a dozen steps, Lin Tianzhao suddenly looked back and yelled at you, "Hang in there. I'll get help." Not a bad act, but he didn't slow down at all. You stood your ground, watching Lin Tianzhao and his team disappear into the factory hallway, your face emotionless. The wall of fire was fading. 5 seconds at most. The fire would go out. You didn't run. What you needed was shock value. Current shock value, 991,510,000. 85 to go. For those last 85 points, you needed a show-stopping performance. Your eyes swept over a steel beam 30 meters away. That hidden aura was still there. And now, thanks to the rhinos, its fluctuations sped up noticeably. They were nervous, hesitating to jump in or not.
Enough.
You flexed your fingers and scanned the area quickly. Rusty rails toppled support columns. A half-collapsed dome. The rails were coated in years of rust. Super slick. Support columns had been shaking ever since the rhinos burst out, now barely standing. A hole in the dome, just above the Rhino herd. Chunks of rubble could fall at any second. F-class water splash specs can hold about 200 milliliters of water. 2-meter range, 200 milliliters of water. Facing off 12 ironclad rhinos head-on. Wouldn't even tickle them. But you never planned to fight head-on. The firewall died out. 12 ironclad rhinos charged all at once. Their hoofs shattered the ground, stampeding right at you. You opened your eyes. You didn't step back. Instead, you stepped to the right, landing square on a fallen steel crossbeam, and started to run, not running away, but following the steel beams, heading for the rails beside the herd. Your path was razor-sharp. Every step fell just on the edge of the rhino's vision. In 3 seconds, you'd reach the rails. Both hands came up, all 10 fingertips releasing beads of water. You poured all your remaining energy out at once, not shooting the water, but spreading it as a thin film, exactly coating 3 sections of the rails ahead of the herd. A paper-thin layer, almost invisible, but it's enough. The first ironclad rhino's hoof stepped onto the wetted rail, already slick and rusty, with the water film. Friction dropped almost to zero. A 3-ton rhino charging at full speed, lost all grip in an instant. Its body suddenly tipped to the side. Momentum sent it flying like a huge, out-of-control projectile, slamming straight into the nearby shaky support column. Boom! The column snapped near the base. The steel beam above it collapsed with it. Several tons of steel crashed down from overhead, crushing the second and third rhinos coming right behind. A chain reaction. The fourth rhino hit the second splashed area. Rhinos 5 and 6 right behind it, all crashing into each other. The rest of the herd got blocked by their buddies' massive bodies. The sound of armored beasts colliding thundered through the factory. In 5 seconds, the charge of all 12 Tier 2 rhinos was ended by just 200 milliliters of water. On the steel beam in the shadows, Su Kingun was now standing up straight, her knuckles white from gripping her sword, her lips partly open. Her pupils shrank to the limit. F-class water splash. You pulled this off with just an F-class water splash. That wasn't a fight. That was a wipeout. She tried to rein in the flood of emotions. This wasn't a minor surprise. It was overwhelming, unstoppable shock. Numbers on your panel jumped like crazy. Ding. Extreme shock detected from an unknown observer. Shock value plus 80. Current total, 99951,000. Only 5 points to go. Then you heard footsteps. Lin Tianzhao came back, not because he had a conscience, but because that hallway got blocked by another pack of Gale wolves, drawn by the hidden beast powder scent. He was trapped between both sides. No way out. He had to turn back. Lin Tianzhao ran into the core area. What he saw fried his brain. 12 ironclad rhinos were down and scattered, piled up like a heap of scrap metal. And you stood unharmed in the middle, just tossing aside a rusty coin, flipped and caught in your hand as you looked over. Your gaze met Lin Tianzhao's eyes. You smiled at young Master Lin. Where's your backup? Lin Tianzhao's lips trembled hard. His mind refused to process what he saw. Before he could finish, the ground started shaking again. This time it wasn't far off. The quake came from right underneath, below the pile of 12 rhinos' corpses. Deeper underground, a suffocating red aura exploded up from the cracks in the floor. The last intact section of the dome got smashed from within by a giant blood-red hand. Shards rained down through the dust like a storm. A huge shadow dropped through the hole, slamming onto the ground, making everyone lose their footing. 5 meters tall, covered head to toe in rough, dark red skin, with blood-red eyes. No pupils, just pure malice. A peak Tier 3 Lord-class mutant, bloodthirsty demon ape, the true ruler of these ruins. Lin Tianzhao's staff slipped from his hand. He didn't even have the strength to bend and pick it up. The demon ape lowered its head. Its blood-red gaze swept over everyone. Then he reached out his hand and grabbed the goon closest to him. No time to scream. His fingers closed in. A burst of golden mist exploded. Lin Tianzhao finally found her voice. It was a broken scream. You're standing 15 meters away, looking up at this 5-meter-tall monster. The numbers on the panel quietly flicker. Current shock level, 9,995 out of 1000. Points left. Your heartbeat's still 62 per minute. A coin spins at your fingertips. A flash of blue light flickers. The demon ape locks eyes on you. He doesn't give anyone time to react. He grabs the second goon and smashes him onto the tracks. 2 of the rails snap. His figure starts to blur. The last 2 goons finally lose it. They run for their lives. The demon ape tilts his head. He picks the one on the left. In one step, he crosses 15 meters. The giant hand comes down. The ground caves in, forming a 2-meter deep pit. He turns around. Blood-red eyes focus on Lin Tianzhao. No, stay away. Lin Tianzhao's teeth are chattering. The flames on the staff are trembling even more than his hands. He knows running is useless. I'm Lin Tianzhao, heir of the Lin family. Lin Tianzhao lets out a desperate roar. He raises the staff high overhead. All his energy surges madly into the staff. A 2-meter-wide torrent of flames blasts straight into the ape's chest. Smoke and dust clear. The demon ape is still standing. The patch of dark red skin on his chest hasn't even gotten any darker. He looks down at his chest, then glances back at Lin Tianzhao.
His face says,
Lin Tianzhao's pupils shrink sharply. The demon ape lifts his foot and steps down. The staff shatters, along with Lin Tianzhao's right hand clutching it. Both sink into the ground. My hand! Lin Tianzhao screams, crashing to the ground. His whole body convulses. Some warm liquid spreads down his pants. A strong stench fills the air. The demon ape raises his other hand and brings it down toward Lin Tianzhao's head. At that moment, a streak of icy blue light blasts out from a steel beam 30 meters away. Su Qing'an jumps down from her hiding spot, black trench coat flaring in midair. She grips a high-frequency blade in each hand. She swings both blades with all her strength at the ape's spine. S-class power. Absolute frost slash. The instant the blade touches his skin, frost forms on the ape's back, and then it stops. Su Qing'an feels a terrifying recoil. Pain shoots through her palm. Golden energy runs down the hilt. 2 S-class high-frequency blades, striking with full force. On the back of a third-stage tyrant, leave only a barely visible mark. The demon ape turns his head. He sweeps an arm across. Su Qing'an blocks it with crossed blades. A heavy thud rings out. Her body is knocked flying. She crashes hard into the metal ruins 30 meters away. The furnace wall dents in a human shape. She slides out of the dent, falls to her knees, and sticks her blades in the floor. Barely manages to keep upright. Golden light keeps dripping from the corner of her mouth. Military S-class elite, downed in one hit. Despair fills everyone's chest like molten iron. The demon ape turns back to his original target. You're still standing 15 meters away. In the same position as before the ape showed up. You're back against the iron wall. Coin spinning at your fingers. Heartbeat, 62. The panel glows quietly. Current shock, 9,995 out of 1000. 5 points left. You look up, gaze past the demon ape, and look at Su Qing'an kneeling in the distance. In her ice blue eyes, there's an emotion you know all too well. It's not fear, it's frustration. Giving everything, yet still unable to change a thing. Pure despair. Su Qing'an forces out a word. Her voice is so hoarse it's barely a whisper. The demon ape is already stepping toward you. You pocket the coin and brush the dust off your uniform. Don't rush. Your voice isn't loud, but it's unbelievably clear. It cuts through all the echoes and wailing. Then you step out from behind the iron wall and walk toward the demon ape. Su Qing'an's pupils suddenly dilate. An F-class, steps up to this third-stage tyrant. In that instant, all his training, all common sense, all battlefield experience. Can't explain what I'm seeing. My heart skipped a beat, then started pounding hard. The last number on the panel changed. Ding! Detected Su Kingan's extreme despair. Shock points plus 50. Total 1,004,510,000. Activation requirements met. All things Ascension system officially activated. A pale blue panel exploded before your eyes. Golden light everywhere. The moment golden light burst from the panel, your view was completely swallowed. All things Ascension system officially activated. Host's current power, Lvl water splash. 1 ascension allowed. Consume 1,000 shock points. Ascend F-level water splash ability. You didn't hesitate. The moment you decided to ascend, the gray text for F-level water splash on the panel started trembling violently. The old text shattered. New text took shape. Ascension complete. Congrats, host unlocked unique Super SS level ability. Wrath of Poseidon. Ability. When you meet any water source, control Poseidon's spring. Water is the first element. Can attack or defend. Can transform everything. No range limit. No power limit. Shock point balance. 9,045. Golden light faded. You saw the real world again. Less than half a second passed. The demon ape took its second step toward you. Huge foot landed on the rails. Crushed 2 steel tracks. His giant hand swung down. The shadow covered your whole body. You didn't run. You looked up. The demon ape clearly saw your eyes change. They used to be pitch black, starting from the center. A deep blue flooded them. The color of the ocean. You spoke. Not loud. Tone just like before. That's not how you use water. You snapped your fingers. Tapped right index and middle finger together. Made a crisp, tiny sound. Then the whole world went silent. Literally silent. Within 100 meters. All noise vanished at once. Water vapor replaced the sound. Every drop left in the steel mill ruins. In rust holes and cracks. Every free water molecule in the air received the command instantly. They moved. Gathered from everywhere. The ground under your feet started spreading circles of blue patterns outward, like ripples, like ancient runes. The demon ape's giant hand was 2 meters above your head. He crushed down. Palm strike at full power. The moment he landed, a 10-meter wide blue pillar of light shot up from the blue patterns at your feet. No warning. No charging up. Inside, seawater swirled fast. Every cubic centimeter of water spun faster than sound. The centrifugal force instantly broke apart anything it touched. The demon ape's giant hand hit the water pillar. Stopped instantly, not slowed down gradually. Went from full speed to 0 in a split second. High-speed water flow. Cut a shallow line in the demon ape's palm. Golden liquid came out. Confusion showed in the demon ape's red eyes. For the first time, this human kid no bigger than an ant used water to cut a wound on his hand. The demon ape tried to slap away the water pillar, or tried to slap it away. It reformed less than a second after being scattered. Liquids don't have fixed shapes. Breaking it does nothing. It just comes back together. You're done. Your voice comes out from the water pillar. Annoyingly calm. My turn now. You raised your right hand. Spread your fingers a little. Overhead, the dome. The sky outside the hole changed color. The gray-white sky was taken over by dark blue storm clouds in 3 seconds. The clouds spun faster, formed a huge whirlpool through the dome hole. No more gray daylight pouring in. It's a giant tsunami crashing down from above, splitting and reshaping in midair into a giant hand. A hand made of water. It dropped from overhead. Precise, unstoppable. Grabbed the demon ape's throat. The 5-meter ape was pinned in place by the water hand.
He struggled with his arms.
Desperately tore at the water hand.
He managed to rip holes each time.
But holes are filled in 0.1 seconds with fresh water. Water has no weaknesses. Because it has no shape. You can't smash water. Your blue eyes fixed on the trapped demon ape. The numbers on the panel went nuts. Ding! Detected Su Kingan's super shock. Shock points plus 200. Ding! Detected Lin Tianzhao's intense fear and mental collapse. Shock points plus 150. Ding! Detected unknown sidekick's mental breakdown. Shock points plus 80. Ding! Detected remote monitoring device. Group shock from multiple observers in the back. Shock points plus 500. Shock point balance. 9,975. Numbers keep jumping. You stared at the demon ape, waiting for him to finish struggling. His fight is weakening. Not because he gave up, but because the water hand keeps tightening. Still, he's not dead yet. A third-tier lord's vitality is way tougher than anything you faced. So much more stubborn. Take it slow, he muttered, like waiting for water to boil. The demon ape won't stop struggling. He opened his mouth wide, spat a red blast of energy. The blast hit the water hand head-on, blasting a 3-meter hole in the water. But the hole lasted less than 0.2 seconds. Water quickly refilled. You tilted your head slightly. Notice a detail. When the demon ape spat his energy blast, the dark red skin on his neck turned from deep to light red.
He's using his core power.
You dropped your relaxed expression. No point dragging this out. Every extra second. Sukingen gets hurt worse. Dissolve, just one word. The water hand responded. Not by squeezing, not by pressing, but by breaking up. The giant hand split in 1 second into tens of thousands of tiny streams, each about finger thick, spinning so fast you can't track. High-pressure water jets. Over 10,000 jets started dissolving. No weak spots, polished all the dark red skin. The same skin that even Sukingen's level extreme frost slash only left white marks on top-grade defense. The first round of waterline cuts sliced 3 millimeters deep. The second round, 7 millimeters. The third round cut into the muscle layer. The demon ape let out a true scream. He struggled desperately, but the waterline's not solid. Punches didn't break anything. His fist passed through the waterline. The water split instantly as his fist went through, then closed up right after, kept cutting. In 3 seconds, the demon ape's right arm fell off at the shoulder. It wasn't slashed off. It was cut by thousands of waterlines at once. Precision like surgery. The demon ape's scream changed tone. All that was left was fear of death. At 5 seconds, waterline finished the last strike. You let go of your right hand. The moment your 5 fingers closed, all the waterlines converged at once, then exploded. A shower of golden light filled the air. Peak Stage 3 Lord-level bloodthirsty demon ape was dissolved into countless points of light. Golden rain of light stopped about 10 centimeters from your body. Automatically deflected, went around you and landed behind you. Your white school uniform was blindingly clean. The core area went quiet, truly quiet. A fist-sized dark red crystal fell to the ground right in front of you, bounced twice, rolled to your feet. It was a Lord Crystal core. You squatted down, picked up the crystal core, put it in your pocket, next to that rusty coin. Then you stood up, turned to look at Lin Tianzhao. He was slumped on the ground, staff fragments still stuck in the muscles of his right hand, his eyes wide open, pupils shrunk to pinpoints. You walked over. No dust on your uniform, no sweat on your face. You squatted down, looked Lin Tianzhao right in the eyes. Lin Tianzhao's teeth chattered even harder. His mouth was moving. But all that came out was meaningless sounds. No, this Shadow Beast powder was actually pretty good. You sounded super casual. Next time, remember to bring your own antidote. What if you can't get away in time? Lin Tianzhao finally managed a complete sentence. Hallucination, his voice was sharp and thin. This has to be a hallucination. Your F level. How could that water attack be possible?
He lifted his good left hand
And slapped himself hard across the face. The sound echoed in the open space. Not a dream.
He slapped himself again.
Impossible, that neighborhood intel said. F level weakling. You looked at him for 2 seconds. Get up, stop hitting yourself. Your face will swell. When you finished, you stopped looking at Lin Tianzhao and turned to walk towards Sukingen. The shock value on your panel was still rising. Detected a full collapse of Lin Tianzhao's cognitive system. Shock value plus 300. Sukingen was still down on one knee. 2 shock blades stuck in the ground. All that was holding him up. Breath was short and shallow, but his eyes were bright. The icy blue eyes focused on you as you walked over. Too many emotions churning inside. Shock and confusion. Judging your ability, not F level. He spoke, voice hoarse, but clear-headed. You stopped about 3 steps away from him. Stopped. 10 minutes ago. Su Qing'an had gone quiet for a moment. He had 100 questions. But training told him, now was not the time for an interrogation. How long can you keep that ability up? He asked the most important question. Your power reserves got used up about 30% in that fight. About a third gone. Enough, that's all. Su Qing'an nodded, then made a decision.
He reached into the inside pocket of his coat,
Took out a compact communicator, pressed the red button. Military emergency channel. This is Su Qing'an, IDSO 17. His voice turned crisp and authoritative again. Jiangzhou East Suburb, abandoned steel plant testing site. An S-level or greater incident has occurred. A peak stage 3 Lord-level bloodthirsty demon ape has been defeated. I'm wounded, and there are student casualties at the scene. Request immediate backup. There was 3 seconds of silence on the other end. Then, a middle-aged man's low voice came through. Did someone just defeat a peak Lord-level beast? Su Qing'an, you sure? You sure it was you who did it? Su Qing'an glanced at you. You were squatting there, playing with that rusty coin from your pocket. After the burst of golden light, the core zone was a total mess. You were at the very center of it all. Spotless. Clean and neat. Looking bored. It's not me, Su Qing'an, saying this. Then who is it? The one who defeated it is a student from the combat assessment. Su Qing'an cut him off. His voice was flat. Awakened ability, F class. The communicator went silent for 5 seconds. Then a crisp, shattering sound. A teacup shattered. Jiangzhou Military District, East Suburb Branch, B3 Monitoring Center. 24 HD screens were embedded in the wall. Screen 7 showed the abandoned steel factory. Right now, 11 people stood around that screen, including the branch's highest commander, Major General Zhou Dingshan. The old man was 62. He was lean and wiry, wearing a plain gray uniform, no rank insignia. He held a teacup in his left hand. Half a minute ago, he was holding shattered porcelain, scattered on the ground. Everyone's eyes were fixed on screen 7. The screen was replaying the footage. From the moment the demonic core appeared, to the gigantic water palm appearing out of nowhere. Water jet attacks, golden light everywhere. Every frame was played in slow motion 3 times. The energy detector data bar on the right, the moment the demonic core was defeated, turned into a field of red exclamation points. Peak value went off the charts. Zhao Ming, head of the tech team, his voice was a little shaky. We deployed a Type 7 energy detector. Its range limit is SS class. Today didn't just max out. It directly overflowed. The peak exceeded the SS class limit by at least 40%. No one in the monitoring center spoke. Zhou Dingshan stared at the screen. The teenager in the white school uniform. The replay froze at the moment the battle ended. You were crouching in the center of the core area, surrounded by golden light, flipping a coin. His school uniform was spotless. Pull up his file, Zhou Dingshan said. 30 seconds later, his academic file was projected onto the main screen. Name, Zhale, age, 17, awakened level, F. Ability, water splash. Remarks, none, clean. Ridiculous. F-class water splash. Zhou Dingshan's gaze shifted from the file and looked back at the replay. In the footage, the gigantic water palm descended. That scene, honestly, had a classical fresco aesthetic. Exceeding SS class, Zhao Ming reconfirmed his data. General Zhou, as far as I know, the entire Huaxia Federation only has 3 registered SS class awakened. Exceeding SS class. Theoretical papers call them mythical class. But that concept has been stuck in papers for 20 years. Now we have 1, Zhou Dingshan said. He bent down and picked up a teacup fragment. Zhao Ming raised this footage's encryption to the highest level. Everyone present. From this moment on, everything you saw today is a top military secret. Disclose it to any unauthorized personnel and face military tribunal. The 10 people responded in unison. Zhou Dingshan straightened up. Comes team, connect to Su Qing'an's channel. Su Qing'an. Zhou Dingshan. General Zhou, where's that student now? He's next to me. He's flipping the ironclad lizards. Zhou Dingshan paused. Flipping them?
He knocked those ironclad lizards over with his water demon earlier.
They were piled up. A few were stuck underneath, unable to turn. He's helping them flip over. There was something odd in Su Qing'an's tone. Not sarcasm. More like an indigestible absurdity. Zhou Dingshan didn't press about the ironclad lizards. Su Qing'an, how are your injuries? 3 ribs severely damaged. Left lung contusions. I can hold on? Support and medical. They've already been dispatched. Arriving in 6 minutes. Listen, Zhou Dingshan chose his words carefully for 2 seconds. Before reinforcements arrive, do not act towards that student with any threatening words or actions. Do not interrogate him. Do not restrict his freedom of movement. Understood? One more thing. Lin Tianzhao's use of lure powder during the assessment. You saw it? I saw the whole process. Good. Preserve the evidence. Come ended. Zhou Dingshan stood in the monitoring center, staring at the frozen figure on screen 7. The staff officer beside him tentatively asked General Zhou, how should we deal with this student? The word deal with made Zhou Dingshan frown. Deal with what? He retorted. A 17-year-old kid was pushed out as cannon fodder in the kindergarten class, had beast lure powder smeared on his clothes by a classmate, with plans to get rid of him. Under such circumstances, he unleashed a hidden awakened ability. And you're talking about safety risk ratings? Staff officer, shut up. Zhou Dingshan walked to the COM station and personally picked up the receiver. Connect me to the Jiangzhou City Awakened Management Bureau. Then the Federal Military Department. Finally, get me the dean of the 3rd Awakened Academy. He paused. The dean who assigned that student to the kindergarten class.
His tone was casual.
But the temperature in the monitoring center dropped 2 more degrees. Abandoned steel factory core area. You were indeed helping the ironclad lizards flip over. 12 second-tier ironclad lizards were so docile in front of you. Su Qing'an felt like she was hallucinating. You used a stream of water to hold the uppermost rhino's waist and gently flipped it over, letting it land on all 4s. After it landed, the rhino shook its body, then lowered its head and nudged your hand. Stop nudging. Your drool is more than my water splash. The rhino nudged again. You pushed the rhino's head away. The wind in the core area stopped for a few seconds, then started blowing again, pushing the residual energy fluctuations in all directions. You held the Lord's core, spun it twice in your palm, then put it back in your pocket. Your gaze swept across the entire ruins. The remains of the 3 followers were scattered in different locations. They were all dead. The one alive was Chan Liyang, curled up behind the furnace, shaking as if electrocuted. Then there was Lin Tianzhao.
He leaned against a broken pillar.
His mind was shattered, about 70 to 80%. But he was still alive. You walked over. Not quickly. His footsteps crushed tiny sounds under his shoes, echoing far and wide, one by one, in the empty factory. 2 meters. 1.5. You squatted down. At this distance, the pungent smell of semen and sweat and urine rushed straight to your head. You didn't frown, young Master Lin. Lin Tianzhao's teeth began to chatter. I ask, you answer. Your tone was flat, completely neutral. Answer well, and this will be over. The 2 words slammed into his shattered brain. His survival instinct caught them first. Okay. Ask anything you want. The lure powder? Whose idea was it? My second uncle, Lin Tianzhao, didn't hesitate for a second. Lin Ting'an from the Lin family's 2nd branch. He told me to use the assessment to get rid of him. Reason for getting rid of him? That coin of yours. Lin Tianzhao's gaze darted to your pocket, then quickly retracted, as if burned. My second uncle said, there's an energy waveform in the coin he's never seen before. It's worth more than an entire rank secret realm's output. Your right hand is in your pocket, rubbing the rusty sides of some coins. A rank secret realm start at 15 billion. No wonder he can't sit still. Who else knows? Just Uncle Lin and me. He said we can't take it to the family meeting. And definitely can't let the old master know we're skimming off the top. You've already asked everything you should. Lin Tianzhao is watching your face, trying hard to read your expression. Your reply. I'm satisfied now. That's your cue, you can live. He caught it. Or at least he thinks he did. You curve your lips just a little. That smile looks pretty gentle. Lily, I told you everything. Lin Tianzhao's voice is stretched thin. Let me go. I'll help you fix things. And I can hook you up with Uncle Lin's resource too. You lift your right hand. That hand isn't wet. 5 fingers spread out. You gently place it on his head. Barely any pressure. I'll remember all that you said. Your voice is softer than your touch. Pretty useful, thanks. Lin Tianzhao is thrown off by that thanks. But the words he wanted to say never come out. Your right index finger presses against the skin behind his ear, one of the weakest spots on the head. A fine thread of water twists out. It's just 0.08 millimeters wide, thinner than the finest human hair. That water thread pierces the core, crushing a vital spot in his brain. Lin Tianzhao's pupils get stuck in their last, confused focus.
His mouth frozen half open.
His body doesn't fall. It's propped up by the column and the rails. Even in death, his posture looks just like he's still alive. The whole thing takes less than half a second. You pull your hand back. A flick of your thumb. The water droplet at your fingertip falls into the rubble. Now it's cleanup time. You bend down to pick up a piece. A dark red energy shard, about the size of a knuckle. You tuck it next to Lin Tianzhao's right temple, right into the gash above his temple. That wound was caused by flying debris when the magic ape burst out. Once the energy shard is in, it angles downward at about 20 degrees. Looks just like shrapnel hit by a blast wave. Ballistic evidence? Perfect match. Cause of death is clear. Ballistics make sense. Physical evidence is solid. All good. You walk behind the furnace. Chan Liang is curled up like a ball of meat. Hands over his head. Every muscle is twitching. Hey, Chan Ling jumps. One bloodshot eye peeks through his arms. You squat down. Listen when the military asks. Just tell the truth. A Tier 3 beast showed up during the test. Officer Su Shinshin, and you held it off for a bit. I was hiding in the corner doing nothing. Chan Liang repeats every word twice in his head. As for Lin Tianzhao, you jerk your chin and nod toward the rails. He died in the fight. Head hit by the ape's energy shard. You saw it yourself. Chan Liang stares at you for 3 seconds.
Then nods.
So fast his neck's about to break. Don't overdo it. You stand up. In your state right now. Stuttering a little is normal. Trying too hard makes it look fake. Chan Liang's nodding slows down. Ding! Detected extreme fear and submission from Chun Liang. Shock $5 here and there still adds up. You turn and glance towards Su Qing'an. He's leaning against the furnace wreckage. Takes off his coat. Lays it behind his back. You walk over. Dig through some collapsed gear nearby. And pull out a clean steel plate. You make a quick platform. Then conjure up a handful of water out of the air. It's pure, filtered water. No impurities left. You offer it to Su Qing'an. Have some water, Su Qing'an. He looks at the floating sphere of water above your hand. Pauses for a moment. Then takes a sip. Right as he swallows. A cool feeling spreads from his throat to his lungs. The pain in his broken ribs eases up by about 30%. Su Qing'an glances up. The water heals, doesn't it? I'm not sure. You admit. I haven't finished reading the ability manual. Su Qing'an looks at your face for 3 seconds. Your face is young. 17 tops. Still got a bit of a kid look. Clean. Just like your spotless white school uniform. Almost unreal. Your name's Zhao Lado. Su Qing'an says. It's not a question. Earlier, you used that water shot on the Volf. You meant for me to see it. You don't deny it. Why do you want someone surprised? That's a short answer, but it says enough to make Su Qing'an pause for several seconds. There's the sound of rotors in the distance. 6 military transport choppers, approaching low from the northeast. Their spotlights sweep. Across the ruins of the steel factory, the cabin doors open. Special Forces troops in black gear rappel down the lines. The medics arrive first. 2 military doctors run up to Su Qing'an. Open the first aid kit quick as lightning. Another group rushed toward Lin Tianzhao. Lin Tianzhao stopped slapping himself. He was curled up next to the train tracks. His eyes were unfocused. The medic checked his injured hand, then shined a flashlight into his pupils, turned back and made a gesture to the captain. Psychological trauma needs to be prioritized for evacuation. That one surviving henchman was dragged out from behind the furnace. He'd stayed in a curled-up shrimp pose for too long. His limbs were stiff now. The remains of 3 henchmen were packed in black bags. The officer in charge was a colonel. He walked around the core area, looking at the energy fragments scattered everywhere. And that huge crater, 2 meters wide. Expressions kept changing on his face. He walked toward you. You sat on a homemade steel platform. A coin flipped at your fingertips. The 12 armored rhinos, who knows when, had formed a semicircle on their own, surrounding you in the middle. Not a threat, more like protection. The colonel stopped 3 meters away. All 12 rhinos turned their heads to look at him. 24 small red eyes stared straight at him. The colonel swallowed hard. Xiaoleido. The colonel tried to sound friendly. Yeah, I'm Zhao Zhang from Jiangzhou Military District East Branch. General Zhou sent me to pick you up. You paused, flipping the coin. Pick me up for what? Zhao Zhan from the branch added. General Zhou said Shenzhen wants to invite you for tea. You looked at him for 2 seconds. Can I bring these rhinos along? Zhao Zhan glanced back at the 12 rhinos. Each armored rhino weighed 3 tons. He checked the helicopter's cargo door size. Let me ask first. The panel numbers quietly ticked. Ding! Detected Colonel Zhao Zhang's slight sense of absurdity. Shock value plus 15. You pocketed the coin, got up from the steel plate. You sat inside the transport helicopter. Leaning against the cabin wall, you started acting, suppressing all supernatural fluctuations. Breathing rate adjusted to 20 per minute. Shoulders slightly hunched. Right index finger rhythmically taps the back of your left hand. A student with level powers, who had an episode triggered by extreme fear. Opposite you sat Colonel Zhao Zhang. He noticed your state, but didn't start a conversation. 14 minutes later, the helicopter landed. On the East Branch helipad of the military district, you held onto the cabin door frame as you got off. Your steps a bit unsteady. No exaggeration, someone was waiting for you right on the helipad. A female lieutenant colonel introduced herself as Fang. She took you to see General Zhou, not to an interrogation room, but just a regular tea room. Zhou Dingshan sat at the other end of the table. Thinner, older, less impressive than you expected of a major general. Gray uniform. No rank insignia. He pointed to the chair opposite him. You sat, and he poured you a cup of tea. He slid it over and you took a sip. Good tea, it's from my hometown. Zhou Dingshan held his own cup, his gaze drifting through the steam, looking at you, silent for about 10 seconds. It must have scared you, huh? He started gently. Your hand gently trembled. You purposefully set the cup down and quietly said, a bit, 3rd level. Even for a lord, not to mention a student, none of the S ranks here could have stood against you. Surviving is impressive already. Yeah, I heard from Su Qing'an that you unleashed powerful abilities at a life or death moment. I'm not too sure myself. You kept your voice low and slowed your speech. When the demon ape rushed over, my mind went blank. Then, it just felt like something in my body cracked open. I don't remember everything after that. Mixed truth with the lies. Can you use that power now? You looked down at your right hand. Fingers spread. Pressed your index fingertip a little. Nothing happened. It's gone. Your voice had just the right amount of confusion and loss. Seems like it's used up. Zhou Dingshan stared at your hand for 3 seconds, then took a sip of tea. Don't worry. After a power outburst, there's a calm period. It's normal, you nodded. You both knew you were acting, but neither said anything. By the 3rd cup of tea, someone knocked twice on the door. Fang Zhongshao pushed the door open. He looked a bit odd. He walked to Zhou Dingshan's side, bent down and whispered a few words. Zhou paused, holding his tea. Confirmed. Confirmed. The medical team did a second check on the helicopter. Their initial determination was that life was lost. Before the military arrived, key finding, beast energy fragments invaded deep within. Life lost. Before the military arrived, Zhou Dingshan repeated. So, during the battle, Zhou Dingshan had watched the whole battle video. He recalled when the demon ape collapsed. Energy fragments flying everywhere. That golden rain covered every inch of core area. A single energy fragment got lodged in Lin Tianzhou's head amid chaos. The probability checks out. Notify the family, Zhou Dingshan said. Process as a battle casualty. Fang Zhongshao turned and left. After the door closed, only you two remained in the tea room. Zhou Dingshan gave you a glance. You were holding your teacup, hands slightly shaking, eyes hidden as you stared into the tea, still looking shaken and not recovered. Zhou Dingshan didn't ask anything. He refilled your tea again. 20 minutes later, You were sent to the medical room. Leaving the tea room, you ran into someone around the corridor corner. Su Qing'an. She changed into a clean military patient gown. Thick bandages wrapped around her chest and back. Her face was pale, but her icy blue eyes were still sharp. Boss, you stopped. Your powers are back? Nothing's working. You blinked. Boss, I'm just a weak off level. That last surge was probably just a stress reaction. I can't even squeeze out a drop of water now. Su Qing'an scanned every line. And muscle on your face. You looked really young. Your face showed innocence and puzzlement, plus a bit of shock. Totally convincing, if he hadn't seen it himself. You holding down a third-level lord with one hand. He would have believed the stress reaction story.
He mouthed those words once.
Yeah, Flevel. Yeah, scared. So I condensed a rain cloud. Because I was scared, used thousands of high-pressure water jets. Wiped out the third-level lord with light yeah. Su Qing'an stared at you. You stared back. You both held eye contact for 5 seconds. Su Qing'an spoke first. I'll keep your story for now. He pulled a card out of the pocket of his patient gown. Handed it over, gold edges gleaming. On the front was an octagonal star emblem, the symbol of the Jiangzhou High School League. The Jiangzhou High School League starts next Wednesday. Su Qing'an's voice turned crisp like a soldier's. This is my personal recommendation pass. With it, you can skip the academy selection. You can enter the competition as an individual. You took the card. Put it in your pocket. Thanks, sir. Su Qing'an turned and left. After 3 steps. Stopped again. Didn't look back. Lin Tianzhao is gone. His voice was calm. Heard about it in the tea room from General Zhou. You replied, steady and composed. So sudden. Such a shame. Su Qing'an paused for 2 seconds. Then kept walking. You leaned against the wall. Pulled the card out of your pocket again. Held it up in the fluorescent light. High School League? A place to meet more people. Get more resources and more shock points. A stage for contributors. The panel quietly glowed in the upper right of your view. Current shock point balance. 13,740. The number is still slowly rising. Staff in the military district are sharing your story. Every new person who hears about it contributes a bit of shock points. Linja Manor, west suburb of Jiangzhou. The rosewood table in the center of the yard is 300 years old. Now only half remains. Jiang Lin Zhenshen put down his right hand. Wood chips still spinning in the air. Early 60s, silver hair neat, with one strike. A 3-inch thick rosewood tabletop split down the middle. His gaze fixed in front of him. On the official bulletin from the military, black text on white paper. In plain words, your son is gone. 'Cause of death. During battle. Hit by an energy shard from a Tier 3 Lord-class monster. Struck a vital point. Died instantly. Photos from the scene are attached. The examination report was signed by a top military appraiser. Lin Zhenshen's gaze stayed on the name Zhao Lado for 5 seconds. F-level water ability. During this test, went berserk due to mark overload. Briefly burst out power above their rank. Helped repel Yi Shou Erdi. In the shadows on the left, a middle-aged man stepped forward. Lin Ting'an, second house head of the secret branch. That plan was yours. Lin Zhenshen didn't phrase it as a question. Lin Ting'an's Adam's apple moved. It's the only possibility. Some details in the military report. Made Big Brother suspicious? That letter telling Tianzhao to burn you. Did Tianzhao really burn it or not? He didn't know. Because Tianzhao is gone. Big Brother Ling Ping'an adjusted his breathing. Tianzhao is my nephew. No one keeps their mouth shut like I do. Lin Zhenshen didn't look at him. His gaze shifted to the right doorway. A young man was leaning against the doorframe. 22, wearing white. A 3-foot sword hung at his waist. Lin Jiangxin, the family's top talent of this generation. S-class ability. Gemjin sword aura. Mid-stage tier 3. Father, it's time. About Tianzhao. The military's explanation makes sense, but that's not the main point. Lin Jiangxin took his sword off his waist. Set it upright in front of him. The key is the one who survived. Zhao Lado F-grade beginner class. Supposed to be the first one to die, but everyone else in that group perished. Yet he came back by helicopter completely fine. He tilted his head. No matter how you look at it, that's odd. Lin Zhenshen sat back down, looking at his eldest son across the broken table. You mean, next Wednesday's high school league? Lin Jiangxin patted the sword, Jiangzhou's awakened ones. All the students are in that pool. If Xiao Leto signs up, you'll get your chance in the ring. Within the rules. To ask some questions for your brother. Lin Zhenshin finished the thought. Lin Jiangxin smiled a little. Why bother? If an F level gets on stage, I'll finish it in one move. Not even enough time to ask anything. Then just one move. Lin Zhenshin's tone calmed down. But he held up a finger. Take that coin. Lin Pingyan, nearby. His body tensed up. Lin Zhenshin glanced at him. Second brother. You think I know nothing about what you and Tianzhao did in secret. Lin Pingyan's back was drenched. You wanted to keep it for yourself and drag Tianzhao in with you. But it didn't work out, and you lost him. This matter ends here. Lin Zhenshin grabbed an announcement from under the broken table. Leave the coin matter to Jiangxing. Handle it the proper way. Tell your secret squad to back off. Lin Tingyan stayed silent. Lin Jiangxing put his sword back on his belt, walked out of the hall, headed through the corridor, stepped onto the stone stairs. The night breeze swept up from the valley. It ruffled the hem of his white robe. He stopped, glanced down at his sword. An F-rank weakling. What kind of power outburst is that? Telling regular folks he went berserk sounds okay? But trying to trick him after going berserk, and still answering military questions clearly, and cooperating with testing, while retelling everything logically? A mind like that doesn't fit a berserk state. It's like he's acting. He unsheathes his sword 3 inches, then slid it back. The crisp sound of metal rang far into the night wind. See you at the tournament. His voice was even colder than the night wind. Monday, you returned to Jiangzhou, 1 high. The school had 2 more things than when you left. A funeral wreath at the gate and rumors about you. Did you hear? Shaladuo beat a tier 3 beast in the assessment. You're kidding. He's just Frank. How could he win? But he survived. 4 of them did. Meanwhile, 3 B rank fighters died. He's just F rank, still bouncing around. Lucky guy. You heard it all on your way across the field. Your panel marked out numbers for you. Each rumor spreader's shock value ranged from 1 to 3 points. You ignored the group chats, headed up to the 3rd floor of the admin building, pushed open the academic affairs office door. A meeting was in progress inside. At the very back, behind the big chief's desk, sat Principal Yu Guangda of Jiangzhou, 1 high. You took 2 steps forward, your registration form in hand, and set it down on the closest desk. Principal, please stamp my league registration form. Yu Guangda stood up from behind his desk. When he stood,
his presence seemed way stronger.
A tier 3 Awakens physique naturally intimidates regular people. He came over, picked up the form, and scanned it from top to bottom. F-rank, water splash, kindergarten class. He placed the form back down, but this time over the trash bin. Shaladuo, do you know what the school league means to us? An F-rank from the baby class signing up? If you can't win, it's embarrassing. If you get hurt, it's even more trouble. Who's paying your medical bills?
His logic made sense.
But you weren't listening. After he finished, you pulled out the card Su Qing'an gave you from your uniform pocket. Gold embossed 8-point star emblem. Major Su Qing'an's personal recommendation pass. With this, you can skip the school tryouts. Join the tournament on your own. Stamped or not, it doesn't change your entry. But running it through school channels saves face for note 1 high. Yu Guangda reached for the card. The moment his fingertip touched the card, his little eyes suddenly widened 0.5 millimeter. An S-rank woman, writing a recommendation for an F-rank student. However you explain it, there's something behind it he can't afford to mess with. He made a very Yu Guangda decision. Gave your card back, picked up your form, took out the school stamp from his drawer, stamped it with a bang. I'll submit it for you. A just right smile appeared on Yu Guangda's face. Wish you good luck. He switched faces quickly. You put the card away, nodded slightly, thanked the principal and turned to go. The door closed behind you. Walking down the hallway, the panel popped up, DING. Detected Yu Guangda's feeling of humiliating compromise. Shock value up by about 45. Ding. Detected mixed emotions from the 6 people in the office. Total shock value gained, 38,813. When you left the admin building without greed, you ran into someone at the door. You didn't know him, but the panel did. Shock sense triggered. Distance, 12 meters. Target, Lin Jiangxin. Ability rank S. Emotional state, calm. Looked at the steps. There stood a young man in a white shirt. A sword hung at his waist. Lin Jiangxin, your eyes met. Lin Jiangxin's gaze moved from your face to your registration form, then back. He said something. He didn't speak loudly. Just enough for the distance between you two,
He said, "Shall I duo?"
Don't get knocked out too early in the tournament. Then he left. His steps were long. You watched him walk away. The panel stayed quiet. Lin Jiangxin's mood just now was calm and observant. No contempt. No anger. Zero contribution. A real strong one doesn't get emotional over an ant. He'll only notice something underfoot when he actually takes action. Only then. You folded the receipt and stuffed it into your almost bursting pocket. You need to make this guy feel something. And make it big. 11 p.m. Zhangzhou scrapyard. You used a strand of water as a quick lockpick. Open the lock. What you were searching for didn't have to be fancy. It didn't even need to be a weapon. Your system's all things refinement function spells it out clearly. It purifies any item at the core level. Quality depends on the value invested and the item's base potential. In the bottom corner of the metals section, your hand found a cold metal rod, about 1.6 meters long, 3 centimeters thick. A solid bar, severely rusted, threaded on one end, a flat, scoop-like piece welded to the other. A sewer unclogging rod. You gave it a little toss. Weighed about 6.8 pounds. Balance point about 3 inches back. Gave it a swing. Felt good in your hand. You hefted the rod onto your shoulder. Kept looking around. From the electronics junk area, you fished out a disc-sized alloy plate. From the construction debris area, you grabbed a palm-sized chunk of black rock. Lined all 3 items up on the ground. 1 row. Crouched down. Put the rod flat in front of you. First, let's test if refining uses up shock value. King Kong drain rod scrapped. Base potential grade, DD. Low base potential score. Means the same investment. Gets you lower output. But you don't need a top-tier weapon. You want a weapon registered for C-rank awakeners. That won't raise suspicion. Anything better would draw attention. Decent is safest. Spent 2,000 points. Panel numbers flickered. 1,421,012,210. Changes started at both ends of the rod. The rust didn't flake off. Instead, it sank inward, like some power absorbing it, filling in the pitting on the rod surface until it's smooth. Color shifted from rusty red to a cool toned dark blue. Done in 3 seconds. On the ground, there's a dark blue metal rod about 1.6 meters long. The surface is smooth, matte finish. The threads on one end are gone. The other end has a welded spade head. It's now a trident shape. Trident upgrade complete. Item name, Tide Trident, grade, C+ material. Abyssal titanium. Purity 91%. Trait 1, water affinity. Water abilities consume 15% less energy. Trait 2, sturdy. Hardness is 200% higher than same grade weapons. Ordinary B-grade weapons can't damage it. A C+ grade weapon, but it offers defense better than B grade. This means, when facing B or even a grade players in the league, their weapon will just bounce off yours. Subtle, not too flashy. Hidden kill move. You pick up the Tide Trident and swing it twice. The air splits with a deep, resonant sound, like water slicing with a fading echo. System checking available upgrade skills. A row of water splash skills appears on the panel. F-grade upgrade costs 500.2. Poseidon's Rage, Waterline Slash, SSS plus rare skill. Upgrade costs 8,000 points. Poseidon's Rage, Rain Control, SS plus rare skill. Upgrade cost 10,000 points. Poseidon's Rage, Water Beast Taming, SSS plus rare skill. Upgrade costs 60,000 points SS. The upgrade cost for S plus rare skills is way more than the item itself. With your current 210 activity points, you can only upgrade 1 main skill, Waterline Slash. This is the strongest single target attack you have now. Magic element was destroyed by this move. Upgrading Waterline Slash costs 8,000. 12,214,210. This time, the change is internal. Something awakens and jumps inside your body. Energy circuit reconfigures. It takes about 7 seconds. Then everything goes calm. Upgrade complete. Skill name, Poseidon's Rage. Waterline / Poseidon's Rage, returning blades. Level, SSS Plus, upgraded. Max waterlines 10,000. 50,000 waterlines. Max pressure, 4,200 atmospheres. 12,000 atmospheres. New trait, returning. After cutting, waterlines don't disappear, they come back to you, forming a shield. Attack and defense in one. Better energy efficiency. Same output. Energy use drops by 40%. Energy use drops by 40%. This means your body could only last 2 minutes at full power. Now you can go 3 minutes and 20 seconds. This new returning trait means every time you punch, you build an extra layer of shield. As you fight, your defense gets thicker. You stick the Tide Trident in the ground. Leaning on the metal frame, you look down at your palm. Balance, 4,210. Not much left. Gotta spend carefully. League starts next Wednesday. Wednesday at Zhengzhou Stadium. You take the player passage. You scan in with the card Su Qing'an gave you. When the card reads, the staff handling registration gives you an extra glance. Xiaoleduo ability grade, F recommendation card. That's the card you just scanned. Signed by Su Qing'an. Staff checks the internal system. Taps the screen a few times. Info pops up, and his face changes. Go ahead. You enter the waiting room, C17. You pull the Tide Trident from the canvas bag on your back. Lean it against the corner. The trident's dark blue shaft looks low-key. Under the lights, total shock points, 4,580. Up 300 plus in the past 5 days. Mosquito group effect still at work, but growth is slowing down. Need new stimulation. Opening ceremony is 1 p.m. As you walk out the passage, the big screen is looping player info. When it cuts to you, the cheers in the stadium suddenly pause. Player 121, Xiaoleduo, from Zhangzhou 1 High School. Registered ability grade. Ability name, Water Splash. 28,000 people in the venue. At least 25,000 for sure. Saw that guy. West side, general seating section. A bald guy with a booming voice stood up, yelled out Lvl. Even Lvl that's to go on stage? Must be someone's insider. That line spread like a shadow. The crowd exploded right away. Did they mess up or what? F-level can only spit, right? Total rigged game. The panel kept flashing like crazy in your view. Shock value +3. Shock value +2. Shock value 5. Over 20 updates in seconds. Almost as wild as Zhao Wang. Just way more of them. You walk in with your head down to the contestant area. Stand in your spot. No change in your lips. But on the panel, bottom right, balance leaped from 4,580 to over 917,300. Entrance fee earned in 1 minute. Opening ceremony wraps up. Time for the draw. Giant screen starts scrolling contestant numbers. Group 37, contestant A121, Xiaoleduo, F level. Suiwa, contestant B078, Zhao Tiju, B level. Arm strengthen. Reaction split in 2 in the arena. Some people laughed. Talk about a free win. Others cursed. How is this a random drawing, organizers? F level versus B level. You guys set this up, right? VIP Lin Jiangxin stared at the matchup list. Tapped twice on his sword's sheath. Zhao Tiju, he said to the guy beside him. The guy nodded. People from the sports academy are pretty blunt. No sense of holding back. Which group am I in? Group 51. Opponent is a C level from Yonshin Academy. Whatever, he looked away from the screen. And into the contestant group. At the gray-blue uniformed figure. Zhao Tiju's won. I'll see him next round. The aide opened up the bracket. Groups 37 and 51 meet in round 2. Lin Jiangxin nodded. He didn't ask what if Zhao Tiju lost. Because, like most here, that wasn't even an option. F level versus B level. There's no if. Prelim rounds go by group order. You're at the front of group 37. 36 matches ahead. About 2.5 hours. You found a chair in the contestants' rest area. Laid the ocean tidal fork sideways on your knees. Closed your eyes to rest. Cheers outside rolled in one wave after another. Over 2 hours later, announcements came on. Group 37, contestants, please take the stage. You carried the title fork up? Xiao Tiju was already across, warming up, both his arms. Already in pre-activation for arm strengthen. Skin had a dark gray metallic shine. Body size difference was huge. He's 6'4", 220 pounds. You're 5'9", around 130. In a faded gray-blue school uniform, holding a trident half a head shorter than you. 3 seconds, he'll finish in 3 seconds. Someone in the crowd jeered. Ref team read the rules. Xiao Tiju cracked his knuckles. Arm collision thudded dully. Kid, you ran your mouth, huh? Yeah, I'm blunt like that. I like to lay it out first. No holding back in ring, but I'll watch my power. At worst, you'll get hurt a bit. You'll heal in 2 months. Don't worry. You looked up at him. Brother Zhao. That getting hurt. You mean me or you? Xiao Tiju froze for a beat. Then he grinned. Bold, first level to talk back to me. All right, if you can take a punch. I'm buying you dinner. You nodded, noted it. I eat a lot. Right before the ref pulled back. You spoke up. Not loud. But the mic picked it up clearly. Just clarifying. Noise in the crowd dropped a notch. My registered level is F. Ability is water splash. That info's right. A pause. But after last month's real combat test, my power mutated. The military has it on record. School hasn't updated the info yet. You pointed the title fork down. Set it on the stage floor. My actual level's C now. Ability, water flow control. Quiet for a second. Then the crowd went nuts. Jumping from F to C level. Ability mutated. That's a huge leap. You've gotta be kidding. Never seen that in the academic world. VIP area. Lin family aide whispering to Lin Jiangxin. C-level water control. If that's true, a big step above level. But compared to Zhao Tiju's B-level arm strengthen, still a gap. Doesn't change the match. Lin Jiangxin stayed quiet. He wasn't thinking about the numbers. He was thinking, why reveal that info now? Why pick this timing? If he's only C-level, facing a B-level like Zhao Tiju, best move is stay quiet and fight. No sense showing your hand early. Unless what you showed isn't your full hand. Just a second layer. Group 37, match starts. Zhao Tiju stepped out first. The ring shook. All 220 pounds in gray metal sheen from arm strengthen. Charging and felt like a truck coming. At least as intense as a light truck. 12 meters away. Done in 0.8 seconds. His right fist started powering up 2 meters from you. Metal glow on his fist, dark gray to bright silver. 2 meters, 1 meter. Half a meter, you raised your right index finger. Moisture in the air vanished in a split second. Formed together. A water whip, about thumb-thick 4 meters long. Took 0.3 seconds from form to shape. Zhao Tiju's fist half a meter away. Water whip cracked out, silent. Sound hit 0.1 second later. Because the whip broke the sound barrier, hit right to Zhao Tiju's chest. Not full on, straight to the chest. His forward momentum got flipped the instant it hit. All 220 pounds launched back right there. Super fast, faster than his charge. Ed's shield lit up around the ring, like a giant elastic net catching him. He slid down the shield on his back. Knee hit the floor, both hands bracing himself. Mouth hanging open, like a fish out of water. Ref started the count. 2, 3. Zhao Tiju gritted his teeth. His right knee lifted off. He was getting up, but right before his knees went straight, he saw something small ahead. A water droplet, floating, unmoving, 3 centimeters in front of his brow. Zhao Tiju froze.
He stared at that drop of water.
Then he heard you say something. You spoke softly. Only he heard it. Zhao, the meal you promised. I'd pick the pipe. Zhao Tiju stared at that drop for a second. Then he fell straight back. The back of his head hit the floor. It made a dull thud. He didn't pass out. He just lay down himself. If a player is down for more than 5 seconds, contestant 121 Shadu wins. The referee raised the flag. The whole place went silent. A stadium with 28,000 seats. At that exact moment, it was so quiet you could hear the wind by the dome opening. From Zhao Tiju's run to being knocked back. It all took just 1.8 seconds. You never moved. You didn't hold a weapon. You just used your right index finger. One water whip. All it took was one hit. The silence lasted 3 seconds. Then the noise came back. It wasn't cheering. It was the chaotic noise of hitting play again after a forced pause. The volume doubled from before.
He said he was S-Rank.
A C-Rank fighting a B-Rank. Whipped him off with one strike. The speed's off. That was supersonic, right? The dashboard went wild in my vision. Not just updating, but flipping out. Whole sections were filling up. Shock value plus 12. Shock value plus 8. Shock value plus 15. It shot up from 4,917 to the current figure in 3 seconds. Total shock points, 841. Almost 3,000 points. All from a single move, and it's still rising. You lowered your finger, bent over to pick up the title fork. As you walked off the stage, you passed Zhao, still lying on the floor. Tiju lay flat on his back, hands behind his head, staring at the light on the dome ceiling. Bro Zhao. Zhao Tiju rolled his eyes a bit. Looking at you, you got down early. Actually, I could still stand. Zhao Tiju stayed quiet for 2 seconds. He spoke up again, voice still super loud. You held that water drop right above my eyebrows. I'm not dumb. Stand up just to take another hit. Might as well lie down and make it easy. He grinned. But I still owe you that meal. I keep my word. You picked the pipe.
Carrying your title fork?
Walked back to the contestant area, passing the aisle below the VIP section. You didn't look up? But your dashboard got a flagged message. Detected emotion surge from Lin Jiangxin. Intense interest detected. Shock value plus 3. It went from 0 to 3. Lin Jiangxin showed an emotional spike. Even though it's just interest level, the aunt got noticed. That night after the match, 6 spots in the top 10 trending topics on Jiangzhou's networks were about the league. 3 involved you. Hashtag Frank beating B rank. Hashtag what rank is Splash Boy Shadu really? Hashtag Zhao Tiju's iconic laid flat moment. Hashtag the top post with the highest views.
Came from Jiangzhou Awakened Forum.
Author ID, Abyss Bystander. Title, Objective Analysis of Shadu's C-Rank debut. Max potential of water control. Core point, Shadu's shown strength definitely exceeds normal F rank. But based on what he's done, it can be explained as between C+ and B rank. Doesn't mean Shadu is that strong. Just that Zhao Tiju's defense had an obvious gap. A pretty pro analysis. And it nailed your level. At a not too high, not too low spot. You read all this on your dorm bed. The tone in the comments started changing. Lots of similar sounding EPP style posts popped up fast, mostly about the C rank. It's just water control. Zhao Tiju got careless. That line was reposted 17 times. If he faced a real A-rank prodigy, this guy would be exposed for sure. Don't forget, 13 times, he's from the kid class. There's no way he'd win a real match. Zhao Tiju went easy. 9 times. That's industrial grade spam talk. You put down your phone, smiling. Linjia didn't spend much, but timed it just right. During the peak first match hype, they flooded in negative posts. The goal, control the story. F-rank beats B-rank in one move. That's just too explosive a headline. So pull it back to a C-rank just barely wins over an off-guard B-rank zone. Why do that? Lower the public's expectations for you. The lower the bar. The smaller the backlash if you mess up later. Less backlash means less shock value gets generated. Current total balance, 16,440 points. It nearly quadrupled in one day. If I don't do something, I feel sorry for the Lin family's investment. You pick up your phone again. Open up a private account. You've registered it for over half a year. Never posted anything. It's a clean account with 0 followers. ID Ledo Duo. You post a 30-second short video. The video is super basic. Front camera pointed right at your face. A dorm room bulb is overhead. Harsh, pale lighting. You say something to the camera. Hey guys, I'm Zhao Ledo. We won our league opener today. Senior Zhao Taiju. You pause for a second. People online say I'm just level. That Senior Zhao lost because he underestimated me. Well, sounds legit.
You nod?
Zhao did charge straight at me, after all. That analysis isn't wrong. Another quick pause. But let me answer something. Someone asked me what I'd do against a level or S level players. You look down at your right hand. Raise your index finger to the camera. I don't know. You put your hand down. A month ago, I was an F-level splash. Now I'm a C-level stream. How far can I go with this power? Honestly, I have no idea. You tilt your head at the end. Just a little. But if my next round opponent is watching this, your mouth doesn't move? It's something in your eyes. A calm confidence that doesn't need proof. Video ends. You post it online. 3 hours later, 1.42 million views. The platform's algorithm catches two big things. First, your video matches that day's hot keywords. Second, crazy high user engagement. Completion rate, 94%. Likes rate, 18.7%. Comments rate, 6.3%. Shares rate, 11.2%. The algorithm doesn't get human emotion. It just reads data. The comments vibe is nothing like the forums. Top liked comment. No idea why. But when this guy says, I don't know, I actually feel like he knows everything. Second comment. Did anybody catch his look at the end? I replayed it 3 times. Can't describe it. But it's just so calm. Like way too calm. Third, all those people spamming that he's just level. Can you get a new script? Saw the same comments over a dozen times. The haters got drowned out. You lie on your dorm bed, staring at the ceiling. Your phone's tossed aside. The panel's in the top right of your view. You quietly watch your shock value update. Total balance, 19,870 points. That's up over 3,400 in just 3 hours. 1.4 million views. Even if only a tenth of them really felt something, 140,000 is still way more than the tiny income from before. The numbers are still rising. The pairings for round 2 drop tomorrow. If you win 2 matches back-to-back, you'll face Lin Jiangxin in round 3. There's a 3-day break between matches. What can you do in 3 days? Go to the recycling yard and refine that Xinchen bronze water pump shell. Upgrade the second title fork from C+ to the next tier. Third, you close your eyes. Awakening energy inside you humming quietly. One trick isn't enough to win it all. You need a second card. The panel still shows your skills to upgrade. Wrath of the 4 Seas, Beast Taming, SSS+, Ultra Skill Ascension, 6,000 points needed. 12 Ironhide Rhinos are still waiting at the military zone. You said you'd come back. The way the semifinals rules were announced was dramatic. The morning after the prelims wrapped up, the head referee announced them in person. There was a red wax seal on the envelope. One detail catches your eye. The wax lines don't line up, like it was opened after sealing, and then resealed. The committee has decided that the semifinals will be a 100-person survival battle. The noise level in the venue jumps up. 64 winners from prelims split in 2 groups. Group A, 32, Group B, 32. Each group dropped into a simulation zone. Time limit 2 hours. Each player starts with 3 survival badges. If you get knocked out or give up, you hand over a badge to your opponent. After 2 hours, top 16 badge holders in each group advance. Rules are solid. Problem is the grouping. The screen starts rolling names. Group and names pop up, one after another. 32 people in each group. 31 of them have ties to the Lean family. You're the only outsider. People start whispering in the player area. How are they all Lin family in this group? Wait, check number 7, Zhou Ziaimo. Isn't that Judge Zhou's nephew? In the VIP zone, Lin Jiangxin is pleased with these results. But he's way too calm about it. So calm, it doesn't even boost your shock value at all. Because he totally expected this outcome. Current shock value, 22,150 points. That's enough. You check your title fork attachment, and you smile. Just find the whole thing funny. 30 against 1. And somehow they think that's not enough drama. They even pulled the B-level folks out. Such thoughtful hosts. The eco-simulation entrance is a 3-meter wide metal tunnel. The transfer splits into 32 separate lines. In theory, the flows are random. But you notice something. The energy track inside your tube has been manually adjusted, meaning your drop point isn't random. The committee put you right where they want you. Pretty much dead center, easy to surround. You step in. Teleportation starts. The light shifts, you're in a forest. You find yourself in a forest clearing. Clearing is about 30 meters wide. Giant projection trees all around you. You really are dead center in the arena. A group survival battle. Countdown 32 begins. You do something totally opposite the usual strategy. You stick your tittle fork right in the middle of the clearing. Then take off your school jacket. Dig a sealed bag from your pocket. Inside are 3 pieces of cured beef jerky. You wrap the jerky up in foil. Start picking up dry branches on the ground. You light the fire with water.
Technically.
By making the water molecules in the air collide fast, you create heat from friction and focus all that on one point. 30 seconds later, smoke rises from the clearing. A vertical gray-white pillar visible across the whole 20,000 square meter arena, stretched up above the whole field, clearly seen from the ground. The crowd reacts right away. Bit of an uproar. What's he even doing? Living, he's living. Match just started. 31 people coming for him, and he's just making a fire and roasting meat in the open. The holoscreen zooms right in on you. You're squatting next to the campfire in the shot. You hold a foil-wrapped beef jerky over the flames. You look super focused. The firelight reflects on your face. Your expression screams you're grilling meat. Commentary is blowing up, folks. Am I seeing this right? Contestant 121, Zhao Leduo. Within the first minute of the survival match, he chose to start a fire in the middle of the field. Old Zhang, give me your take. Is he pulling off some advanced move I don't get? I have nothing. I've been in this for 12 years. And this is the first time I've seen someone grilling meat in a survival match. The panel in your view starts flashing numbers. Shock value plus 18. Shock value plus 27. Shock value plus 14. They're stacking up fast. But you don't have time to check the panel. You're listening closely. Sounds come from 4 sides of the forest. They're closing in. The closest group is 120 meters northeast. 3 people southwest. Another group of 5. They're rushing, looking for first blood. 7 people up north. They're moving carefully, probably the main attack team. You hear random footsteps coming in from other directions. 26 people are heading this way. You flip the foil-wrapped jerky over, still raw. Then you look up. You speak to the bush around the clearing. All right, enough hiding. The footsteps in the forest stop. Check for dry wood on your way over. It's too damp here. The fire's weak. 3 seconds of silence. Then, in the southwest bush, a loud voice breaks out. What's going on here? 5 people charge from that direction. Leading them is a fire user. D-class, both hands blazing. Zhao Leduo, quit faking it. The fire user's voice is louder than his flame. You think playing tricks will. He stops mid-sentence. He smells the beef jerky. The wind's blowing from your side. Soy sauce, black pepper, and a hint of garlic base. That scent lands right on the olfactory cortex of 5 hungry young people fresh from the prep zone. The fire user's flames shrink, not on purpose, but because he's distracted. You're still squatting by the fire. Using a stick, you pick up a cooked piece of jerky from the foil. Blow on it, take a bite. Chew it a couple times. Not bad, a little salty though. You pull the last 2 packs off the fire. Want some? The 5 all glance at each other. Is he inviting us to eat? Don't fall for it. It's mind games. But man, it smells amazing. Up in the VIP box, Lin Jangson's wine glass holds steady. For the first time, he's staring at the figure chewing jerky by the fire on screen. The manager whispers nearby. Young master, should we order them to go now? Lin Jangson says nothing. He's thinking about one thing. What are you really doing when you're about to get swarmed by over 30 people and you choose to reveal yourself, drawing everyone to you? There are only 2 explanations. Either you're dumb or you're really confident. Like you're ready for 30 people at once. Lin Jangson's fingers pause on his sword sheath.
He picks a third answer.
Maybe you want everyone here and handle it in one bout. First wave of attacks hits as you swallow your 3rd bite of jerky. The 5 from the southwest fire first. A fireball the size of a bowl flies at you from 30 meters out. At the same time, the northeast 3 arrive. A row of knee-high earth spikes bursts from under the ground, driving toward the center. The 7 up north send their plant vines, stretching from the treetops. Fireball, spikes, vines, 2 metal blades. 5 types of attacks, all aimed right at the clearing from 3 sides. You stand up quick. But you don't dodge. Instead, you do something that almost made the commentator swallow his mic. You hold the half-eaten jerky in your mouth. Grab your school jacket from the ground. Unwrap the last 2 foil packs and bundle them up in the jacket. Toss them behind a tree stump, 5 meters out. Then you grab your title trident. The fireball lands less than 2 meters away. Raise your right hand, not your index finger. Your palm isn't focused. Within 30 meters above the open area by the water, all water molecules move together in 0.2 seconds, spreading out as a transparent water film only 0.3 millimeters thick. The fireball hits the water screen. No explosion. The water film vaporizes instantly on contact. The force redirects the fireball. It turns 15 degrees. The fireball grazes your left shoulder, hits a corpse behind you. Dirt spikes from a tree stump come at your feet. Move left 1 step. Dodge the first line of dirt spikes. Lower your body by 30 centimeters. Second line of spikes sweeps over your head and right foot. Step back half a step. Third row pops out 2 centimeters ahead of your toes, breaking out of the ground. Your movement isn't just by sight. It's controlled by your solace, a water ability. Most people ignore this use, sensing changes and gaps between materials. Through the shifts of water molecules, you can map out beneath the floor a real-time heat map of all movement. Your footwork is always confident. Each step lands right in the safe gap between spikes. Vines drop from above. The wave trident draws an arc. It doesn't cut the vines off. Instead, it hooks the vine with a 3-pronged tip, 1 meter outward, perpendicular to how it grows. You twist it, like wringing a towel. The fibers break. The vine snaps right there. From the first fireball to the vine snapping, it all took 4 seconds. Still standing there. You've moved less than 2 meters total. You still have beef jerky in your mouth. The crowd goes silent for a moment. He didn't move, the commentator's voice returns, but it's pretty intense.
He didn't fight back at all.
3 totally different responses, all switched in 4 seconds. No way a C class reacts this fast. The panel flashes across your view. Stun points up by 45. Stun points up by 22. Stun points up by 61. Big points rolling in now. But you have no time to look. Here comes the second wave. A 7-man team from the north charges in. Front row, 2 metal fighters tanking. Middle, 3 ranged attackers. Back, 2 supports. At the same time, the other 16 rush in from other sides. 28 people close in from all directions. All 28 open fire at once. Fireballs, wind blades, earth spikes, metal shards, vines, ice spikes. At least 7 different powers attacking. All aiming at the center from every angle. So dense it forms a shadow. The audience data system briefly overloads. Commentator's voice cracks from shouting. 28 people firing all together. Full coverage to the heart of the field. He gets stuck on his next line. Because you vanished. No, not teleporting. Just really fast. Faster than the camera frame rate. So fast the camera can't keep up. All 28 attacks meet in the center. Boom! But the alloy floor absorbs it. A 6-meter wide pit is torn open. Smoke and dust everywhere. No one in the center. Just a burnt gray-blue school jacket. You tossed it from behind the stump a second before they fired. Misdirection. Someone in the audience screams. Someone complains. Someone laughs too hard to stand. The panel numbers are rolling faster than you've ever seen. Stun points up by 88. Stun points up by 77. Stun points up by 156. But you don't have time to look. Your voice comes from up high, 7 or 8 meters up. You're standing on a steel beam, part of the arena's dome frame. A section is exposed. The wave trident rests on your shoulder. You look down at the 28 in the pit. Firelight shines up at your face. You say something. Sounds like you're critiquing a group project. Your teamwork needs work. 28 people shoot at one spot. 12 shots missed. The wildest fireball went 9 meters off. You look like the fire type, right? Go home and work on your reach. If you miss by over 2 meters at 30 meters, you'd fail the throw at any school sports day. The audience makes a sound that's hard to describe. Not quite laughing, not quite yelling. It's like their heads were shoved down, forced to watch performance art. It's a howl mixing absurdity and adrenaline. A raspy shout. Betting system crashed 30 seconds ago. The house system's throwing errors. In the VIP box, Lin Jiangxin pauses his wine glass near his lips. The wine's perfectly still. For the first time, his assistant speaks without waiting. Young master, shut up. Lin Jiangxin stares at the screen. At the figure on the beam, the system flags something. Detected Lin Jiangxin's emotional spike. Cautious and alert, medium-high. Stun points up by 18. 18 points jump from 3 to 18. And gets noticed by the tiger. You look away from the beam. Your gaze sweeps the 28 people. Finally lands on the one in the back row. C-class, hands in pockets, hasn't acted yet. That person is watching too. Very calm face. You two stare 7 or 8 meters apart. Make eye contact for about a second. You lower the wave trident from your shoulder. Point it down. Rest it on the metal beam. First round of this survival game is over. 28 people fired at once. 0 hits. You didn't even fight back. But only 4 minutes have passed. And you still have 2 packs of beef jerky left.